What is the dumbest reason your ex-partner gave for cheating? Story 1. It's not cheating because she doesn't matter. I had to prove to her I wasn't gay. It's only cheating because you found out. You made me into a cheater because you found out. You weren't here. I broke up with you while it happened, so it wasn't actually cheating. You just didn't know we were on a break. She came on to me. What was I supposed to do? And now for the top comments. I had to prove to her I wasn't gay. I have so many questions. Why? Isn't saying you have a GF enough? Who even is she, and why does her opinion matter so much? OP responded. She was a friend, or cousin of someone that hung out with us sometimes. I left a party early. Everyone who told me about it, it was just super stupid flirting between them that he turned into an excuse when I found out. I read cousin and panicked a bit before I read the rest of Mao. That's crazy though, wow. Were these from the same person, or have you been having a string of idiots? OP. String of idiots low. I have an equally bad taste in girlfriends, as those were who some of them were cheated with. I didn't even mention my favorite. Story 2. You are dying. Do you really want me alone when you are dead? I was fighting cancer. He also told me that I was disgusting and he felt gross touching me. Luckily, both types of cancer are out of my life. Congrats on being cancer-free. Story 3. You didn't answer your phone. Was I supposed to spend Saturday night alone? I was at work, and so were you. We worked together, you freaking moron. I dated a psycho chick like this. She had insane separation anxiety. She was working from home and would be bored. Decided to create a Google number and pretend to be someone else and text me weird shit. She would text me saying, "Hey, I'm about to sleep with your girlfriend, man. Thought I should let you know." Or she would just flat out tell me she's bored and going to sleep with someone if I don't get home right now. I literally left work, and she was just sitting on the couch, acted all sweet. I have PTSD from this chick. She used to tell me how her ex beat her all the time. Then she started telling people that I was abusive and beating her up. I was not, and I bet her ex never did either. She did end up cheating on me because she was bored, and then told people she never cheated on me. She just stopped having sex with me, told me my dick hurt her. I lived with that girl for a year, and holy shit, no idea how I did it. Oh yeah, when she left me for the other guy, she texted me a week later with nudes and said she made a mistake and wanted me back. How are people so psychotic? This is really similar to my ex, glad we both got out of that. Story 4. He said that he cheated on me because I wanted to have too much sex. More than 5 years later, I still can't find any logic in that. And now for the comments. So because you wanted too much sex, he went out and got more sex? Am I getting it right? God, I told you. I can't eat all the time, and now you want at it again? I'm done with this. I'm getting a pizza. OP. Yup, that's what happened. I guess he just wanted me to break up, but that situation was so ridiculous. Story 5. It's not like we're married. Apparently, I can't expect respect from someone who goes from calling me love of my life to blowing her high school shag toy when he comes back to town. And now for the comments. This is the collateral damage of the plot of a Hallmark movie. Hallmark movie. Twinkle Tits, a holiday story. Coming this Memorial Day. Story 6. Well, we never made it official. We had split up for a few months before they asked to move back in as friends. Before long, she's sleeping in my bed. We're doing all the couple stuff again. She's telling me she loves me. We're playing family, etc. Literal years go by. She starts a new job, starts banging some guy. Wouldn't leave even though I told her she had to leave. I knew she was cheating. Awesome human. And now for the comment. Sounds almost like my brother. He went home early from work and found his wife was in their bed with another man. She moved in with her BF. Brother divorced her. The ex got into a fight with her BF and my brother let her move back in. A few weeks later, she found out she was pregnant. She did not know who the father was because she had sex with both guys in the same week she got pregnant. After the baby was born, he looked like the BF. She stayed with my brother for 3 years until she moved out and got her own place, since she was seeing another man. She was with that guy for a few years, until she moved on to another guy. I think there might be a guy after him. Story 7. It's not what you think it is. After I walked in on them making out, while she was on his lap, both without shirts. And now for the top comments. Well, what was it then? Beats me. I didn't even entertain the idea of hearing the explanation. Lol. See, LD have to follow up with, then what was it? And hear that excuse. I'm sure it's glorious. Ever seen the joke about how there's a guy taking a shower when he slips, falls out of the window into another window where there's a woman changing, and he happens to land on top of her when his penis accidentally slips in? I bet it was something like that. Must have been LOL. Story 8. My serial cheater ex once told me while in a fit of tears. I can't stop cheating. I just have so many issues. My mom lied about Santa when I was a kid, and it really messed me up. I don't think I can trust people because of it, so I'll cheat. Top comments. That is pure gold. Blaming Santa. IMAO. Serial cheaters come up with the best shit. I'm sorry that L hopped on his dick. It messed me up when I found out about old Saint Nick. Story 9. You can't have children anymore, so I just slept with your friend to get pregnant. I was hoping that once you found out you'd stay with me and raise the kid. You're such a good dad. Wait, did you say dumbest or meanest? I don't know why, but this totally reminded me of that short guy whose wife, with no apparent understanding of how hurtful it was, asked him if they should use a donor so their sons would be taller. I saw something similar, but from a girl's perspective. She went on a date with some sports guy in college. I don't remember what sport he played ATM. And he said that if they married in the future, then he wanted an egg donor because she was too short for his tall family, and he wanted all of his kids to be tall too. Naturally, she didn't end up marrying him. At least he lead with it out of the gate instead waiting till after dating and marriage. But geez, I can't believe how insensitive people can be. Story 10. My first GF said the heart wants what the heart wants. A day later, she was groveling at my door. She made a mistake and wanted me back. The other guy wanted the drive-through pee and skedaddle afterwards. That's what your heart wanted, L asked. Heart wants what the heart wants, and mine wants you out of here. Story 11. My dad cheated on my mom, so it's a curse, after he told me how much he hated his dad for hurting his mother repeatedly. Now for the comments. This is almost word for word what my first boyfriend said to me when he fessed up about cheating with one of his ex-girlfriends at a party. He was in full tears, and when I said I wouldn't forgive him because of it, he immediately stopped crying and just left in a huff. Weird. My long-term ex-GF many years ago was distraught about finding out her dad was a serial cheater on her mother. But that never stopped her from cheating on me and every other boyfriend she's ever had. Yes, literally every boyfriend. I'm happy it all ended with her, but I'll still have a hard time reconciling that I wasted most of my 20s with her. Story 12. She blamed me. She said I didn't want to have sex with her anymore, so she took the opportunity when another guy was putting the moves on her. My jaw just dropped. We went from having sex every day to the moment she moved in her rejecting me 99% of the time when I tried to initiate. So of course, I gave up and figured she would just initiate when she wanted to. When she said no, I just accepted it. But when she would initiate late at night and I said no because I had work early the next day, she would stay up screaming and crying until I gave in to her demands. She pointed to this when I caught her cheating and said, I shouldn't have to beg you to have sex with me. Guys would be lined up across town for the chance to have sex with me. Absolutely a dumb reason when I reflect back on it. But maybe I was the dumb one because I forgave her and actually believed I was the problem. So I said yes to being her sex slave even when I didn't feel like it. Didn't stop her from cheating again. I realize now that the biggest incompatibility in the bedroom was that I viewed sex as sharing love with a willing partner, and she viewed it as an ego boost that she had control over another person. Story 13. You weren't around. I was working on my master's degree and worked full-time to keep a roof over our heads. She was a stay-at-home mom with our 3 kids. I was so hurt when I found out and we divorced shortly. That was 11 years ago. It took a very long time for me to see things from her perspective and get over my anger. It was true. I wasn't around as much. A master's degree in computer science takes a lot out of you. And working full-time does take, well, time. Now I know you can't neglect a relationship and expect everything to be kosher with the relationship. We didn't communicate that well, and the time she brought it up we fought because I didn't understand why she didn't understand that I was doing all this work for the family. I'm wiser now and would have done things very differently. I've apologized to her and told her I wished I had done things differently. She still feels I abandoned her. We are doing our best to co-parent. She cheated because she wanted to. That's all there is to it. She should have chosen to either work on the relationship or end it. She is not the victim. It was not your fault. Opie responded. Thanks, that's very kind of you. Yes, she should have gotten a divorce. That's the healthy thing to do. I want to believe that is what I would have done. Would she have cheated if I was around more? Who knows? But I played a role as well. Was the 15K bump in pay worth the breakup of my family? I'd so know. But I don't regret getting an advance decree. It opened up so many things for me professionally that even my ex-wife still benefits from. In hindsight, I could have taken say 4 years instead of 2. So I was around more to help with kids, around the house, etc. She shouldn't have cheated, but I also don't want to understate my role here. Story 14. A few years ago, I was working 2 jobs to keep the family afloat, so I was rarely home. My ex, on the other hand, had never worked a day in her life. One day, after coming home from one of my jobs, I went into the bedroom to change. I found her completely naked and asked what she was doing. She claimed she was waiting for me, but I didn't believe her for a second. When I confronted her and told her to stop lying, she eventually broke down in tears and blurted out, "You're probably cheating too." A few days later, when she returned from wherever she had been, she found her suitcases packed, a divorce letter on the table, and the locks changed. Story 15. She said that it was an accident. I said, "How do you accidentally swallow another man's penis while filming it?" The hardest part about it is that she worked with a kid I went to high school with. Him and I didn't get along and were actually mean to each other sometimes. But he's the one that actually told me that she was cheating on me, and at first I didn't believe him because of our history. Then he asked if I wanted proof and sent the video that another server had given him after my girlfriend sent it to one of her friends. I did the whole scorned ex move and calmly packed all of her possessions. The lease was under my name, and Elle left them out in the hallway with a note that said, "Slide your key under the door." She didn't do that but called me and denied it for a half an hour. I gave her a half an hour to be honest to me, then I texted her the video. She cried outside of our apartment for like 30 minutes and then had to pack her clothes, TV, dresser, and bed into her car and go tell her parents we broke up. Her dad called me and said I was a piece of crap for kicking her out, so I sent him the video.